Hi everybody, how are you? Can you hear me? This is a Q&A live session for a student. Um, this time I'm going to try something new style here. There are some questions that you guys sent me here. So I'm going to try to answer those frequently asked questions first to you. And as you listening to the question, and if you have your own question, you get to ask me your own questions too. Okay? So hi Rachel. Here the nickname JY asked me a question about the brief history of drama session. So I'm going to try answer this question. Actually, JY asked me uh, five questions. So I'm going to try answer these questions first. So on a brief history of drama paper in page 166. Page 166 in the fifth paragraph. In the fifth paragraph, there is a sentence. Here it says that Shakespeare not only introduces a play within a play to help Hamlet out in the discovery of King Claudius' guilt, but also include lines which tell us something now about the place of actors, both in Shakespeare's estimation and for the period of Renaissance drama. JY actually asked me a question. He didn't understand the relationship with this current sentence and there's next sentence. Hamlet lets the audience know that his plan is hatched. So JY asked me the relationship between these two sentences. He doesn't understand the relationship these two sentences. The Hamlet here, this sentence, it means that it tries to explain how Shakespeare really loved drama or play, and if you read Hamlet, you will understand, you will recognize how the drama or how the play was considered to Shakespeare. And Hamlet's sentence here is used as an example. So here, and Shakespeare not only introduces a play within a play to help Hamlet out in the discovery of King Claudius' guilt. So Shakespeare, he used a play within a play in order to help out Hamlet to prove that Claudius is guilty of murdering his own father. But also, it also includes lines. It means that Shakespeare includes lines which tell us something now about the place of actors. So here, hi 현수, hi 성현수, hi 조현수. I'm trying to answer the first question, first year's question first. So for instance, line stuff like this. This is a 12th night. Okay, so this one, these are the these are you can call it as a lines or script. Okay, so lines or script. So Hamlet has a line just like this. So if you read a Hamlet, Hamlet tells us the audience his plan. Hamlet tells us that his plan is hatched. Hatched means ready. Okay, Hamlet says that his plan is ready in his play to prove the guiltiness of Claudius. And Hamlet says the play is the thing. So Hamlet says that play is the most important thing, and it proves that Shakespeare thought the play is really important in his life. That's why Shakespeare used the character Hamlet to say the opinion like this: the play is the thing. And also, wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king. So using this play, I'm going to try to catch the guiltiness of the King Claudius. So this sentence, Hamlet lets know the audience, is used as an example how the play Hamlet proves that the Shakespeare's opinion about the drama and play. And also, JY asked the question about in the same page 166, in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in the sixth paragraph, there is saying that God's bodkin man much better. And JY said that he doesn't understand what does God's bodkin much better means. So as I told you, the bodkin means the needle, right? So when Hamlet says God's bodkin, it means that the players are God's needle. Players are the most important people in the world. So the Polonius, when you treat the players, actors, you have to treat those players better. Okay, not just according to their social status. You have to treat these players much better than just the players, because these players are really important people in our society. Also, JY asked me a question. He is quite confused between concept between realism and naturalism. So here, maybe the difference between realism and naturalism is that realism is a concept to try describe the drama as real as possible. Okay, and here naturalism, in other word, naturalism is that you try for naturalism is try to like analyze the society. Okay, try to look at the society more like in a analytic and clinical way. So also what kind of social force made the characters behave a certain way, or what kind of force makes the characters make a certain choice. So maybe the naturalism is try to look at our human society more clinically. Naturalism try to analyze our society and what kind of force in our society makes the characters behave in a certain way. So realism is just try to describe our life as real as possible. Naturalism try to analyze and try to look clinically at our society. And also, JY also asked me, what is the relationship with naturalism and comedy? Well, according to our passage, it says that naturalism has some kind of element of comedy. Naturalism has comedy, humor, and satire, and these comedy, humor, and satire, they work. They work as in order to like deliver more serious stories. Under the modern drama, we use humors or we use comedy, we use satire in order to introduce more serious situation, in order to make more serious story. Modern drama use comedy and humor and satire. So we can still say that there is a comedy and element of comedy and humor and satire in modern drama. And also, many students ask me this question. Page 165, the paper. 165. There is a medieval drama section, right? So in the third paragraph, in the medieval drama section, in the third paragraph, there is a sentence saying that the stories were often grouped into cycles. So many students ask me a question: what does this cycles here means? So cycle here in nowadays term, it used as a series. Okay, when these townspeople, when these ordinary people, they make a drama, they make their drama into cycles. They make their drama into a series. They produce a long series of drama. That's what the cycles here means. Okay, and also page 165. There is this term liturgy, right? So many students ask me the sentence including the liturgy. So as I told you, liturgy is a kind of music, okay, kind of music which was used in the Catholic Church ceremony. So liturgy is a particular song which is used in a Eucharist. Eucharist is also a kind of ceremony in Catholic Mass, Catholic Church ceremony. So I'm going to show you how this liturgy sounds like. Okay. Not only the liturgy, there is a like antiphonal trope and chanted dialogue. Okay. So our paper, it says that the antiphonal trope and chanted dialogue is the element of the drama in the Catholic Church. So I want to show you how these songs are like. Okay, so first I want to show you the liturgy first. Okay. This is how liturgy sounds like. Can you hear it? Rachel, can you hear the sound? Can you hear the music, Rachel? Okay, so this sound So this is the liturgy, okay? This is a kind of liturgy, okay? So the Catholic Church used this music during the Eucharist ceremony, and this music is a kind of dramatic element within the Catholic Church ceremony. Now I'm going to show you antiphonal trope. Okay, antiphonal trope. Can you hear the sound too, Rachel, Hyunsu? Or Solmin? Can you hear the sound? Okay, okay. So this is antiphonal trope. Okay, antiphonal trope. Another element of a drama in Catholic Church ceremony. Okay, then now I want to show you chanted dialogue. Okay, chanted dialogue. Actually, these are all quite similar, right? Liturgy and antiphonal trope and chanted dialogue, all they sound quite similar with each other. Okay, now this is a chanted dialogue. Okay, so this is a chanted dialogue, okay? And Hyunsu, I didn't get to read Abigail's question. Can you ask me one more time, please? What was the Abigail's question? I didn't get to read Abigail's question while I answering JY. Abigail, can you ask me one more time, please? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Hyunsu or Abigail. Ask me one more time. I didn't get to answer. Okay, page 3, third paragraph. What about it, Hyunsu or Abigail? What about page 3, first paragraph? What is your question? Oh, okay. So the Declaration of Independence. Okay, I'm going to try explain the entire paragraph which contains the Declaration of Independence. Okay? So here, the Declaration of Independence states, when in the course of a human event, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political band which have connected them with another. So here, the Declaration of Independence explains why, the reason why US government, the reason why Americans declared independence from Great Britain. Okay? So it says, when in the course of a human event, it means that when you live your life, okay? In the course of a human event means when you live your life, it becomes necessary to dissolve the political band. So dissolve means cut, right? Cut or melt. So sometimes it becomes necessary to cut the political band. So band here means relationship. So it is basically saying that when we live our life, sometimes we need to cut our political relationship with other person. So here it says that American people are saying, now we're about to cut our political relationship with Great Britain now, and to assume the powers of earth, the separate and equal station to which the law of nature and of nature's God entitled them. And to assume means that they're going to begin. Okay, American people they will cut the relationship with political relationship with Britain, and they will begin the power of the earth. They are going to rely on, they are going to depend on the power of the earth. And this power of earth, it gives us separation. It gives independence to American people. And it gives an equal station to American people. So in early 17th century, early immigration period, USA and Britain, their relationship was not equal. I guess we can say that British government had a little bit higher status than American government, because American government, they paid taxes to British government. So we can say that British government had a higher position and American government had a relatively lower position. But now they are going to cut this relationship with Britain, and they will begin the powers of earth. And these powers of earth give American people a independence, and they give this equal position with Britain. So that's why these American people now will begin the power of earth. Not only the power of earth, it says to which the law of nature and of nature's God entitled them. So these, according to the power of earth, according to the law of nature, and according to the nature's God, these powers give American people independence. These powers give American people equal position with British government. And also, that's why the American government are about to begin this power of earth. And also, a decent respect to the opinion of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. Also, in order to show decent respect, in order to show good respect to your own status, to your own mankind, whether you are British, whether you are American, whether you are African, Asian, whatever, in order to show a good respect to those mankind, we need to declare the causes. The cause here means the reasons. We need to declare the reason that nature gives us about the separation, about the independence. So, in other words, it means that the power of, according to American people, power of earth, they gave all the humankind equal and separate status with each other. So these American people now, they have a reason. They want to declare this reason to be independent from any government, and they are declaring independent for their own selves, and they are going to resume the power. They are going to assume the power of the earth and to have a separate and equal position with other government. And it goes on to outline at some length those causes and to state it was self-evident that all men were created equal. So it says that it goes on to outline at some length those causes. So Hyunsu or Abigail, let me ask you a question. What does it here refers to? Can you tell me? The sentence, it says that it goes on to outline at some length those causes. What does it refers to here? Do you know? Can you tell me? Abigail or Hyunsu? What does it refers to when it says it goes on? Right. Good. Exactly, Songmin. So good job. The Declaration of Independence, it goes on to outline. Do you remember what does outline means? Do you remember? So outline means explain, right? So the Declaration of Independence, it continues explaining at some length. It continues explaining for a while about those causes. Yes, good, Songmin. So the Declaration of Independence continue outlining, continue explaining for a while about the causes, about the reason why American people can declare the independence. And also, the Declaration of Independence continue to state, continue to explain that it was self-evident that all men were created equal. So self-evident here, it means clear, right? So this Declaration of Independence explains that it is very clear that all men were created equal, whether you are British, whether you're American, all people were created equal. And these noble sentiments helped to fuel the victory in the War of Independence. So these noble sentiments, noble means holy, right? This holy or this respectful sentiment means idea. This noble idea, this holy idea, helped American people to win over the War of Independence. Okay. Oh, really? Oh wow, great, great. I'm glad that now Abigail understands this part. Great. So because of this idea, because of this concept that all people were created equal, and because of this idea that the power of earth give American people equal and independent state, they win the war of the independence. Okay? And also, actually, I was answering the questions that many students asked about the 12th night. So on page 6, there is this part about the Maria between the Maria and Sir Andrew, and they are talking about hand. And many students ask me this same question over and over. So it seems that this part was quite a difficult one. So I decided to go over this part too here. So Sir Andrew, he visits the Olivia's house, and Sir Andrew meets Toby Belch and Maria, and Sir Andrew greets to Maria and Toby Belch, right? And Sir Andrew says on page 7, the last part of Sir Andrew says, "Fair lady, do you think you have fools in hand?" Right? So Sir Andrew asking Maria, "Do you think you have fools in hand?" So it means that Andrew is asking to Maria, "Hey Maria, do you think Sir Toby and we are fool? Do you think?" So this is what this sentence means, and he uses this word fool, right? Andrew asks, "Hey, do you think you have fools in hand?" And Maria answers, "Sir, I have not you by the hand." So Maria is basically saying that no, I don't have you in my hand. Andrew asks Maria, "Do you have fool in your hand?" And Maria answers, "I have not you by the hand." So Maria means that you, Andrew, you are a fool because I have not you in my hand, right? And Andrew, he doesn't get it. I told you that Andrew is not very smart person, so Andrew doesn't get what the Maria says. So Andrew just understands that Maria is saying that I don't have nothing in my hand. So Sir Andrew says, "Oh, Mary, but you shall have, and here's my hand." So Sir Andrew basically saying, "Oh, if you don't have any fool in your hand, here's my hand. Take my hand." Okay? If your hand is empty, you don't have if you are not holding anyone's hand. And Maria says, "Now, sir, thought is free." And thought is free means, girls have a right to her opinions. So Maria is saying that, no, I don't want to hold your hand. I have my own opinion, which I don't like you. So I don't want to hold your hand, Andrew. So Maria says, "I pray you, please, I ask you, bring your hand to the Burglary bar and let it drink. And take your hand to somewhere else. Take your hand to the bar and let it drink." Okay, so basically Maria is saying, "Get off of me. Go away from me. Go to the bar and drink whatever. I don't want to hold your hand. Go away." And Sir Andrew still, he doesn't get what Maria says, right? So he is holding, Andrew and Maria are holding hand each other. Andrew is forcing to hand Maria's hand, right? And Andrew says, "Wherefore, sweetheart? What is your metaphor?" So Andrew just understood that Maria is telling that to go to somewhere else and to drink. So Andrew he doesn't understand. So he just asking question to Maria, "Wherefore, sweetheart? Where should I go for a drink? What is your metaphor? What kind of metaphor are you using?" And Maria is saying, "It is dry, sir." So now Maria and Andrew, they are holding their hand each other, and Maria is saying, "It is dry," means your hand, Andrew, your hand is dry, and it means that your hand is old and you are old. Eventually, Maria is saying, and you are old and I don't like you. And Andrew doesn't get it. Andrew doesn't understand what it means. So Sir Andrew says, "Why? I think so." He just understands that Maria is saying Andrew's hand is dry. And Andrew doesn't understand being dry hand means being old. He doesn't get it. So he just say, "Why? I think so. Yes, I think my hand is quite dry. I'm not such an ass, but I can keep my hands dry." So Andrew is saying, "Yeah, I might be an idiot, but I know how to keep my hand dry. Therefore, my hand is dry now. So, what's your jest? So Andrew is asking, what is your joke? What's your jest? Okay, so this jest means, it could mean a joke, and also at the same time the joke means fool too. Okay, so Andrew is asking, what is your joke? What is your joke, and Maria? And Maria says, a dry jest, sir. I have dry joke. I have dry jest. So Maria is holding Andrew's dry hand. So Maria is saying, I have a dry jest. I have a dry joke in my hand, and I have a fool in my hand, referring to Andrew, you are a fool. But Andrew still doesn't get it. So Andrew just thinking that the jest refers to a joke. So Sir Andrew is saying, are you full of them? Are you always funny? Are you always full of joke? And Maria still holding a hand of Andrew. And Maria says, aye, sir, I have them at my fingers' end. Maria still at Maria's fingers' end. Maria is holding Andrew's hand. So yes, I have joke, I have you, I have fool at my fingers' end, Maria. And now I let go your hand. So she forced to pull her hand out of Andrew's hand. So she pulled it out and she says, now I let go your hand. Now I don't have any joke. I don't have any jest. I don't have any fool in my hand. So I am barren now. Maria's hand is barren. And I'm not holding the Andrew's hand anymore. Okay? And she left. Maria leaves. Okay? So this is basically about what Maria and Andrew talks about. So Andrew's talking point is hand. Andrew just wants to hold the hand of Maria, and Maria's talking point is a fool. She believes that Andrew is a fool. So she uses the talking. These two are using different talking point when they have a conversation. Okay, so these are the questions that are frequently asked by students. Okay, and so far, any questions? Any question of your own? You can ask me your questions. Okay, then I guess I'll try to answer another questions asked by a student. So this is from a second grader, HJ, ID HJ asked me about the telltale heart. So I'm going to try answer this question asked by HJ. Okay. So here in the telltale heart, there is this sentence saying that so strange a noise as this excited me to uncontrollable terror. And HJ asked me, what does this refers to here? Okay, so here this refers to the hellish tattoo. Okay, meaning that this refers to the old man's heartbeat. Okay, so the speaker basically says that the old man's heartbeat excited the speaker. So this old man's heartbeat excited to the speaker so much that the speaker feels uncontrollable terror. Okay, so this here, this word "this" refers to the old man's heartbeat, and the speaker says it was so strange. A noise as this excited me to uncontrollable terror. And also HJ asked me why the speaker says it is so strange. Well, the speaker is a psycho. The speaker is a crazy person. That's why the speaker feels quite excited to hear the old man's heartbeat. Normal ordinary person, we don't get excited. We don't get excited by the old man's the sound of old man's heartbeat. No, we don't get like we don't get excited and we don't get feel uncontrollable terror by listening to the old man's heartbeat. And the speaker here, our main character, he is psycho. He is a crazy person. That's why he feels quite strangely excited to hear the old man's heartbeat sound. Okay. And also the second question HJ asked me is that not even his own eye, not even his own eye can tell what is wrong with the wooden floor. And the HJ asked me, what, the old man already died. Old man already died, and how come the old man's own eye can detect anything wrong with wooden floor? Okay, so the reason why is because again the speaker here is a crazy person. He's a psycho. That's why he is worrying about. He is considering about this old man's own eye. The speaker is just so proud of his job of like removing this old man's virtual eye, and the speaker is so proud of replacing the wooden floor, and so speaker is so proud of what he has done to replace all the wooden floor and make the old man's room and wooden floor as if nothing happens. He is so proud of what he has done, so he is showing off. He is boasting about his skill that he has done such a great job of replacing the wooden floor, and not even the dead old man's eye cannot tell what is wrong with this wooden floor. Okay, so the speaker is saying this because he is a crazy person. He's a psycho. Okay, and also, the speaker says, "I feel so lighthearted. I feel so light when he listened to the knock on the door." When the three police officers knocked on the door of the speaker, and when the speaker was walking down the stairway to get the door, and the speaker says, "I feel so lighthearted." And HJ asked me, why? Why did the speaker feel lighthearted when he walked down the stairway to get the door? Well, the reason is because he was worried about the old man's virtual eye. He didn't really like the old man's virtual eye. So he now successfully removed the old man's virtual eye, and also he finished his job of taking care of all the bodies, and he finished his job of like making the floor wooden floor again, so make the old man's room as if nothing happens. So he has finished his job. He removed the virtual eye and he replaced the wooden floor. So he feels lighthearted. There was nothing to fear for the speaker. So that's why the speaker feels quite lighthearted when he walked down the stairway to get the door of the police officers. Okay, and HJ asked me another question that the speaker felt quite excited to fury. When the police officers, they are not going away, and police officers keep on having a chatter, keep on having a conversations, and suddenly the speaker, he was wondering why these police officers are not going, and he felt he was excited to the fury of the observation of these police officers. So HJ asked me the meaning of the speaker feeling excited to the fury. So it eventually means the speaker was angry. The speaker eventually became angry, and speaker became mad because these police officers just wouldn't go away. They were just keep staying in this old man's room and were having a chattering. And now the speaker feels quite nervous and he feels quite agitated. So he became furious. He became mad because the police officers are not going away. Okay? And that's all like pre-asked questions. Okay? And I guess you can ask me questions if you have your own. Oh, yes, Kyumin. I'll try. Yes. Good question. Good question, Kyumin. Do you have a question? Same time, 7 to 9. Oh, hi, Mr. Park. How are you? You're welcome, Kyumin. Oh, I'm doing good, Mr. Park. Oh, about geography of USA. Also, some student asked me the meaning. What was the Monroe Doctrine? Okay, page 6 about the Monroe Doctrine. So in summary, Monroe Doctrine is an international policy of American government. Okay, so this Monroe Doctrine is sending a warning to European powers. Okay, as you guys know, France and Britain and Spain used to own the territory in the USA, right? And here a passage says that Monroe Doctrine boiled down to a warning the European power that they could no longer seek land in the Western Hemisphere. So Western Hemisphere here refers to America. Okay, so this Monroe Doctrine is saying that European powers such as like Britain, France, and Spain cannot come to America anymore. They cannot come and they cannot claim that they have ownership in the territory of America. Okay, and also it says that they could no longer and that if they lost any part of their existing territory, they could not reclaim them. So it basically saying that even though they used to own some part of territory in America before, now they all gave up the ownership and left. Britain, France, and Spain left the territory, America. Therefore, don't come to this territory. Don't come to USA anymore, and don't ask for the ownership of the territory in this part of the world. Okay? And oh, and another frequently asked question about the geography of USA. Um, okay, so page 6. And ID name MJ also asked me this question, and many of you guys asked the same question over and over. Geography of USA, page 6, on a third passage from the top. It is the part that American government, now they have an issue with Mexico. So American government send American government send new arrivals and citizens of America near to the border area between USA and Mexico. And there is this sentence that there was little chance of them putting down roots in the region we now know as the modern Mexico, thus assimilating and boosting the population numbers there. So ID MJ asked me the meaning, clarify the meaning of this sentence, and many other students also asked the same question over and over. So basically, the structure of this sentence is that there was little chance of them putting down roots, and also there was little chance of them assimilating, and also there was little chance of the boosting the population of the modern Mexico. Numbers there. So it means that it is low there. It's not possible. I mean, it's not really likely. It's not really likely to put down the roots. It's not likely for the new citizens, new immigrant, to make a successful settlement in the border of the U.S. and Mexican area. Also, it is not likely to assimilating. Assimilating means adapting, right? It was not likely that these people, for adapting in this U.S. and Mexican border area, also it is not likely to boost the population. It is not likely to increase the population around like U.S. Mexican border area, because the natural environment in the U.S. and Mexican border area is quite harsh. It's not easy to make a settlement. It's all desert area, as you guys remember. So many desert and barren land. So there is not highly likely. It's not really likely that these people will make a successful settlement, and it's not highly likely that these people will make adaptation in this area, and it's not likely to increase the population in this Mexico and border U.S. border area. Okay, so that's what this sentence means. I hope it answers your question. I'm not sure. Okay, and also on the page 6, the Mexican and American. Okay, so the Mexican and American, or page 6, the Texas Revolution of 1835 to 6 drove the Mexicans out, but it was close running, and had the settlers lost, then the Mexican army would have been in a position to march on New Orleans and control the southern end of the Mississippi. So here many students ask me about this question, and here it says that the Texas Revolution of 1835 to 6 drove the Mexicans out. So the American government and Mexican government, they end up having a war, which is a Texas Revolution, and it drove Mexicans out. Mexican government lost the war, so they were kicked out of this Texas area. Okay, and it was close running. So the close run means that it was really a close competition. Okay, so American government almost lost the war, almost lost the battle, but they fortunately win the war. So they drove out the Mexicans, and had the settlers lost, then the Mexican army would have been in a position to march on New Orleans. So it basically says that if the Mexico win the war, if Mexico had won the war, Mexican army maybe would have approached to the New Orleans area, and Mexican army had a control over the southern end of the Mississippi. And it is one of the great what ifs of modern history. So since the war was really close running, and it was really American government almost lost the war. So historians, they would like to ask questions: what if Mexico had won the war, Texas Revolution? What if Mexico had went to the Mississippi area? What if Mexico had arrived near to the Louisiana area? How the history turned out in a different way? How the Mexican situation would have been different nowadays? How would American situation would have been different nowadays? So historians would like to ask what if questions about those Texas Revolution event. So that's what this sentence basically is saying. It is one of the great what ifs of modern history. Those battle was really a close competition. So historians would like to ask a question: what if the reality would be different if the Mexico had win the war? Okay, and Kyumin, by the way, for your question, maybe I explained the Declaration of Independence in earlier part, and Abigail asked me the same question. So this video will be uploaded, and so if you probably watch this video, uploaded version, and in the early part, you will be able to find the Declaration of Independence part, and you will get a help of understanding the meaning. So I gave a full explanation about that particular part, about the Declaration of Independence page. So I guess, Kyumin, you can check out later when this video is uploaded. Okay, you know what I mean, Kyumin? Oh, Hassan, thank you for your question, but we this is about like answering the question about our class material. So I'll try to avoid give my opinion to current ongoing issues, which is quite sensitive. So I really appreciate your question and attention, Hassan, but I would rather not answer your question. Sorry. Sorry. Please understand. So this topic of my class, yes, this topic of my class happened to be like geography of this country, and I am trying to like stick to our textbook here. So I would rather like avoid your question. Okay, but that was very good, interesting question, Hassan. Thank you. I didn't expect to have any foreign guest in my room, but I'm glad. I'm honored to have you in my room. Wow, thank you. Wow. Hey, where are you now, Hassan? Which country? Where are you now? Oh, hey, what time? What time is in Holland now? Okay, Hassan from Syria, staying in Holland. What time is it in Holland now? Oh, just after just after lunchtime. Oh wow, this is like here in Korea. We are like almost 8 o'clock in the afternoon. So it was 8 hours apart. Wow. I'm glad. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Hassan. Wow. Hassan from Holland. Did you have your lunch, Hassan? Thank you. Oh, thank you, Kyumin. 7. Okay. 예진, page 5. Continental. Okay, Yejin, here on page 5, I guess you're asking transcontinental treaty, right? Transcontinental treaty. So continent refers to American territory. Okay? Continental here, when you say transcontinental treaty, continental refers to American territory. Trans means going across from east coast to west coast. Okay? So no, I'm sorry. Transcontinental treaty, continental, I guess, means like America, and trans means across something. Okay, so transcontinental treaty is between USA and Spain, right? So USA is located in American continent, and Spain is located in European continent. So these US and Spain, they are transcontinental. They are having an agreement. They are having a deal in this like American continent and the European continent, right? They are having a deal about this 42nd parallel in American territory, but American government is located in the North America, and Spanish government is located in European continent. So it's somehow transcontinent from American continent to European continent. I guess that's why it is called as transcontinental treaty. Okay, so here the continent refers to, I guess, American continent and European continent. Make sense, Yejin? 예진, make sense? Did you get it? Okay, good. 예진, you're welcome. And for the second graders, there was another frequently asked question about telltale heart. Okay, it was about when the police officers visited the old man's house. The speaker, our speaker, he had to make an excuse. He had to explain where the old man's go, why there is no old man in the mansion. So here, the speaker says in the sentence, the old man I mentioned was absent in the country. And a few students asked me, like, what does this sentence mean? The old man I mentioned was absent in the country. So it means that the old man was absent. It means that old man is not in this old mansion. Okay, old man is not in his house at the moment. Now, I told you that this is a small town, so everyone knows who lives where. So even the police officers knows in this huge mansion there are two people living, our speaker and the old man. So since the old man is gone, now the speaker had to make an excuse to police officers. He has to explain why old man is not in this house. So he has to answer the old man was absent. Old man is not in his house at the moment, and he is in the country. Old man went to visit countryside. That's why he is not in this room, in this house at the moment. That's what this sentence means. The old man I mentioned was absent in the country. Okay, so this question was also asked quite a few times by student. Okay. Also, another frequently asked question from like second graders is from a Great Expectations. Okay, the Great Expectations from page 2. There is this sentence about like when the Pip describes the tombstones of his parents. There is this sentence saying that also Georgiana, wife of the above. And few students ask me, what does this mean? What does this above mean? Also Georgiana, wife above the above. Above. When it says, what does this above mean? So here it's quite simple. Can you see my drawing? So this is a tombstone. Okay, the tombstone of Pip's parents, father and mother. Maybe the names written in this way. The father's name comes first, and the mother's name comes later on this tombstone. So here it means that just Georgiana, wife of the above. So Georgiana, Pip's mom. Georgiana is wife mentioned above. Above simply refers to the Philip Pip, the father of the Pip. Okay, so that's what Georgiana, wife of the above means. Okay, above here, literally above of Georgiana's name. Okay. And also on the same page, when Pip tried to explain, his little brother's death, here is this sentence saying that I am indebted for a belief I religiously entertained that they had all been born on their backs with their hands in their trousers pockets, and had never taken them out in this state of existence. So a few students asked me the meaning of this sentence. So the Pip says, I am indebted. It means that I feel burdened. Pip feel burdensome. Because, Pip had 5 little brothers, and these 5 little brothers, all of them died when they were still baby. So, Pip had feel quite burdensome. And for a belief I religiously entertained. So Pip, he felt that he had to come out with some kind of explanation. Why my poor brothers had to die so young? 5 of them. Why? So Pip had to make some kind of explanation, some kind of reasonable excuse why these young brothers had to die so early. So he used his belief system, his religious belief system, to make a story about the brothers, explaining. So he come up with this story that they had all been born on their backs. So he just thought that his brothers, they just were born on the back of their on the backs with the ground. So his brothers were born lying on the ground, and their hands in their trousers pockets, and they never had taken them out in this existence, in the state of existence. So these brothers, when they born with their backs on the ground, their hands were in the pocket of the trousers, and these babies, these brothers, just didn't have chance, didn't have time to take out their own hand. You have to take out your hand to do to eat or to take care of yourself, to clean, to wash. But Pip's brothers, they just didn't have time to put out their hands and take care of themselves and make a living. That's what it is. So they brothers just born with their hand in the pocket of their trousers and didn't have time to pull out their own hand. That's why the poor brothers, 5 young brothers, died so young. So that's his own excuse, his own explanation of why poor young brothers had to die so young. Okay? Pip had to come up with some kind of explanation. He had to come up with some kind of excuse explaining why this happened to the brothers. So few students asked me the same question over. Okay? And also on page 3, Great Expectations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th sentence from the top, it says that the Philip Pirip, late of this parish. Also Georgiana, wife above. And also student asked me, what does late of this parish means? So when you say late, sometimes it means that dead. A person when a person when you try to mention the name of dead person, you can say late late Twain, late Michael. When you say late, mentioning meaning the person, you can say that late person means dead person. Okay, so the Philip, father of Pip, he is dead, right? Dead of this parish. Parish, I told you, it means that it's a church, right? So Pip's father is dead and buried in this church, in this parish. That's what this late of this parish means. Okay, few students ask me same question over and over. Okay. On the twelfth night, there's another frequently asked questions on first page. Duke Orsino says, "Oh, spirit of love, how quick and fresh a thou, that, notwithstanding thy capacity, receive as the sea, though and note enters there of what validity and pitch soever, but falls into abatement and low price, even in a minute." So a few students asked me the same questions over and over about this sentence. So notwithstanding means survive, okay? Nothing survive, notwithstanding. Thy capacity refers to love, your ability. Thy capacity, love's ability. Nothing survives your ability. So thy capacity receives as the sea. You receive everything as the sea. Right? You receive everything as the sea. Not enters there of what validity and pitch soever, but falls into abatement. So nothing, whatever the value, whatever the color, it doesn't matter. Nothing enters into a sea, nothing enters into love, and it falls into abatement. It comes to an end. It comes to an end, and it comes to a low price. If anything goes into a sea, if anything goes into a love, whatever the value, whatever the color, it doesn't matter. It falls into the reduction. It falls into an end. It falls into a low price, even in a minute. Means very quickly. So if things go into sea, if things go into love, it comes in, whatever the value, whatever the color is, it comes down to an end. It comes to a low price very quickly. So full of shapes is fancy. So the shape, only the shape of love is fancy, beautiful. Only the shape of love is beautiful. That it alone is high, fantastical. So the appearance of love, it alone, is beautiful. Appearance alone is fantastical and beautiful. Rest of the love is not so beautiful and fantastic. Okay, so few students ask same question over and over about this 12th night sentence here, this part. Okay. Okay, Yunsan. Comedy of drama, it means the title. Comedy of drama refers to a title of drama written by William Congreve and William Wycherley. Okay, so these William Congreve and William Wycherley, they are the dramatists between the period of 17th century and 19th century, and they the paper is saying that there is a quite interesting piece of drama between 17th century and 19th century, between Renaissance drama and modern drama. There's a quite an interesting piece of drama, such as like Comedy of Manners, written by William Congreve and William Wycherley. So the Comedy of Manners is the title of the drama written by these authors, these writers. So these are quite interesting piece of drama, and it deserves some attentions. But this our paper here, our paper, they will rather pay more attention to 19th and 20th century. Our paper is more pay attention to those modern drama rather than those in between period when the comedy of manners were written, because during the modern drama there are more interesting and more interesting writers, interesting dramas within the modern drama. So our paper will focus, pay attention to modern drama rather than the in-between period 17th century and 18th century. And the Comedy of Manners is just the title of the drama written during the in-between period like Renaissance and modern drama. Make sense? Yunsan? Make sense? Okay, good question. Good question. Okay, Noyan. So here, Noyan, you asked me like page 5, last paragraph, right? Last paragraph, page 5. In 1821, that was different. Mexico controlled the land all the way up to the northern California. Okay, so the Mexico in this time, 1821, Mexico was controlling all the way down up to the northern California. Mexico was controlling, and which the USA could live with. So American government, USA, it was okay for USA. USA cannot live. They can live with Mexico controlling up to the northern California. It was okay. It was okay situation for American government that Mexico was controlling northern California. However, but also it stretched out east, including what is now Texas. However, Mexico, they start to stretch their influence toward the Texas area, which is more toward the border of Louisiana, and that was not okay with the American government. It was okay for American government, Mexico influencing, controlling northern California. It was okay. American can live with that situation, but Mexico coming to the Texas area, coming near to Louisiana area, it was not okay for American government. They feel quite threatened by Mexico. Make sense, Noyan? Understand, Noyan? Okay, good. Okay, 노현. California and Mexico was quite close with each other. Okay, here the Mexico and California they're talking about here. They are close with each other. California and oh, I'm sorry. 노현, can you ask me one more time, please? Can you ask me your question one more time, 노현? 노현, can you ask me one more time? Can you ask your question one more time, please? Mm-hmm. You're right, 노현. Yes, California. Right. West and southwest. Yes. So California is connected with nowadays modern border between the Mexico and U.S. California here, they are connected to the border between America and U.S. America and Mexico. So when American government were sending these new arrivals and people, right? You're right, 노현. Right. California was contacted related to Mexico. That's why exactly American government sending these new arrivals, new citizens to the border between California and Mexico. So they want to make an issue security of the American citizens. They want to make a border issue with Mexico, and when an American government want to make a settlement with Mexico by sending a lot of new immigrants and a lot of American people to the border area, California and Mexico. If you don't have that many people, if you don't have that many citizens live nearby the border area, live in California area, American government cannot really raise any issue about the security or safety of their citizens. So I guess American government intentionally sent many new arrivals and new immigrants and many American citizens nearby the border between U.S. and Mexico. And that time border of the USA was like California. So California was like directly like contacting the Mexico area intentionally. So you're right, Doyan, about the position, about the location of California. You're right that California is like contacting to connected with the Mexico area. Make sense? 노현, make sense? Understood? 노현, did you get it? Does it make sense? Okay, good question. Good question. it's almost getting the time that I promised. So I'm about to wrap up the live session today. So before I go, any more questions left? No? Okay, I guess no questions at the moment. So it was my new style of Q&A live session. I hope it quite. I'm not sure how helpful it was, but I hope it helped you guys for preparing your exam. Okay, so again, thank you for watching, everybody, and hope to see you soon. Okay, bye. Thank you. Bye bye, everybody. Bye. Bye bye, Rachel. Thank you, Minso.